Everybody, how's everybody doing today? Just bringing to you a live feed. I just want to jump on real quick just to talk to you guys for a little bit. Now, a lot of you probably won't see this live feed, which is fine. Catch it on the replay. But let's just talk about this. Buying a business in 2018 with no money down. Buying a business with no money at all. Buying a business and being broke. Those are basically a lot of things people look up the American dream, right? Because I can't tell you how many times I've looked that up. How the hell to get it ahead. That's basically the big part is how do you get ahead with no money down, right? Now, first off, all I have to tell you straight up right now is if you're going to buy a business with no money down, there's a great chance that the business that you are buying is not going to be doing very well. Okay? There's a reason why people are going to sell you a business for no money down. Half the time, it's because they want to get the hell out of the business. All right. I remember seeing a long time ago on Craigslist of a guy selling a Porsche, and basically he just wanted you to take over his payments. That's the truth about buying something no money down. They just want you to take over the business, right? And the business is more headache than it's worth, and they're ready to leave. I mean, if you're not a business owner, pretend that you are now. If a business is making you nothing, I mean nothing but a lot of money, right? Why would you sell it? That's the truth in hand, you know. If a business is making you all this money, you're sleeping, and it's just your money is just growing on trees, right? Why would you sell your business, right? So, I see a couple people are jumping on. Appreciate that. I'm just going to go on with my little video and then I'll answer questions after. But there are basically 5 reasons why people are selling their business, okay? The 5 reasons that people are selling their business. Let's talk about number 1. The first reason people are selling their business is capitalization, right? So basically, they own the business, they've worked hard at it for many years, and they're ready to take their money out. They're ready to do something else with it, okay? The second reason people sell their business is relocation. Now, relocation could be that their family wants to move, their supplier has moved, so they need to move. They've gotten a divorce, so that's why they need to relocate. They had a partnership as far as an investor partnership, right? And for some reason, one partner wants to break it off, so they're selling their business because of relocation. All right. The third reason, poor performance. Basically, I would say poor performance is probably the biggest reason why people sell their business, okay? And fourth, if you're lucky on this one, I would say is retirement. People want to sell their business because of retirement, all right? And the fifth one, sometimes it goes neck and neck, but ill health. So people that have bad health want to sell their business. So the 5 ones, capitalization, relocation, poor performance of the business, retirement, and the person's sick. Okay, those are usually the 5 reasons that people want to sell their business. Okay, now I've tried to buy a lot of businesses myself. Okay, this is the truth. And the first thing that you're thinking is you're thinking about the commercial, right? You want to buy business. You're thinking of the commercial that Wells Fargo's thrown out, that Chase is thrown out, that Bank of America's thrown out, where there are these like friendly places that want to give you this business loan to start your business so that you can work for yourself, right? this loan is called SBA loan, right? Small business loan, okay? And usually, SBA loan, when you're trying to buy a business, hey, what's going on, Bill? How you doing? So basically, I'm gonna go through this real quick, and then I'll answer some questions. But basically, when you're trying to buy a business through the bank, you're going to most likely get an SBA loan, okay? Small business loan, all right? The commercials, they make it sound like it's so easy to buy these damn businesses, like they just throw you the money out. But the truth is, in 2017, right, more than 40% of SBA loans applications were denied, okay? Jenna's at work right now. So, over half the applications that people have applied for business loans have been denied at small banks. All right, that's just the truth. So if you're trying to get an SBA loan, I'm telling you this right now, it's close to impossible. Last year, I almost bought a $2.5 million business. Okay, and we'll go about that and talk about that in a little bit. But last year, I almost bought a $2.5 million business. And that's why I have this experience with this. So it wasn't an SBA loan because that was a small business loan. This was through a different transaction. But with that said, SBA loans to the banks, I'm not telling you forget it, but most likely you will not approve for it. It's very hard to approve for it. This is what you need, okay? Prerequisites of SBA loan. You need exceptional credit score. All right. If you're getting a loan for $150,000, the bank will finance 85%. If you're getting a loan over that amount, like $175,000, then the bank will finance, 75%. So if you basically are getting a loan for $150,000, they'll finance 85%, right? So basically, you're looking at 15 to 35% if we're talking in actuality, that you're going to have down payment to get a loan, okay? The second thing that they want is they want you to have experience in what you're buying. So the first business I tried to buy 3 years ago, right, was I work for a North American van lines, right? And they had one in San Rafael for sale for, it was going for $250,000, okay? And I was trying to get an SBA loan for that. Basically, the only reason why they said I might approve is because at the time, I had over 3 years of experience as a mover, right? And here's the crazy part. When you want to get an SBA loan, they're going to send somebody out to do the books of the business. Most businesses that you want to buy have horrible books, right? If you want to buy a business through an SBA loan, besides you having good credit, we'll just say 15 to 35% down, right? Cash down. Having 2 to 3 years in the experience of the business you want to buy, the business that you have or you want to buy have to approve as well. So the business that you want to buy has to be in that industry that you're in, has to be doing well, and they check the books to see if it makes enough money where that if they lend you the money, it makes enough money that you make some money and they get paid back their money. So to make a very long story short, if you try to get an SBA loan, there's a great chance you will not get approved because you have to have money down, you have to have experience in the business you're buying, and you have to have exceptional credit score. And the business you're buying has to have exceptional books and doing very well. Here's the cool part. When you're looking on buying a business, see if it is actually SBA approved. So basically, a lot of businesses out there that are doing extremely well, they'll actually get SBA approved. If a business is SBA approved, there's a great chance that that business is doing very well. Now, like I just said, getting an SBA loan, a minimum of 30 to 90 days is the process to just get that started. And when you finally find out if you approve, there's only like a freaking 49% rate of people that actually get money for it. The rest get rejected, okay? But here's that power tip. If you want to get a business loan through SBA, through your bank, Wells Fargo, Chase, or whatnot, just say a $200,000 loan. If the business is already SBA approved, there's a great chance it's doing well. All right. Now, here's the good part. I know I talked about how hard it is to get a loan. Can you actually get money? Can you actually get a business with no money down? Basically, that's the question, right? And the answer to that is yes, you actually can get a business with no money down. Is it going to be a shitty business? There's a great chance it's going to be a shitty business, because why would someone sell you something that's making money if it's that easy? If all they do is go to sleep, wake up, do the thing, hang out, forget they own a business, and make hundreds and thousands of millions of dollars. No one sells a business like that. Most people that sell a business is for those 5 reasons, right? Capitalization, they need money out. Relocation, the business is doing poor. Retirement, right? And ill health, they're sick. Okay, there's always something going on. All right. So here's the good news: more than 80% of businesses are actually seller financed or vendor financed. So you guys actually have a great opportunity to buy a business, because most of these businesses want to give it to you. That's the truth, right? Now to the story. All right. So in Winter Haven, there was a storage facility that was, I believe, 4 acres, and it had 20 storages, and I was going to make that into truck parking and what have you. And it was for sale for $2.5 million. And I was going to give the guy $250,000 cash, and he was going to finance me the business, right? This per se is not no money down, right? He made me give him $5,000 down as a deposit. I told him I wanted to see his income taxes, right? I wanted to see his income taxes. Even though I had $200,000, that's a lot of money, but it wasn't enough money to buy a $2.5 million business. You know what I'm trying to say? For the money that I was trying to buy the business versus the money I actually had, right? No bank would usually give you a loan for that, okay? This guy was willing to work with me, all right? But he wanted me to give him $5,000 down. I gave him $5,000 down, and then after he showed me his books, right? Here's the thing about why he waited until after he showed me his books. His books were basically shit, okay? The business wasn't making enough money. This is the thing that people will do to you when you try to buy a business. I'm telling you this right now. When you're trying to buy an existing business, what they will do is they will manipulate the numbers to make it look like the business is making money, okay? That's a power tip right there. Remember that, people. If you're looking to buy a business of any sort, I don't care what it is, okay? These owners, these vendors will manipulate their money, right, for the next 2 years to make it look like the business is making money, right? So when I looked at this guy's income tax, it made it look like he was making $100,000 profit. If you could get a 10% cap rate, right, out of a business, right, then you're doing good. So basically, let me give you a quick example, basic terminology, okay? If you're buying $1 million business, then it should hopefully profit $100,000, right? A 10% cap rate. Okay. But basically, this guy was not paying himself. He was paying himself $0. Okay. He was paying himself $0 to make the books look like it was making more money, right? So if I would have taken over this business and I just looked at the way he did his books, it looked like it was $100,000 profit. But he wasn't paying himself, you know. So there's a lot of things that people do. So the biggest thing that I want to tell you guys today is you guys can buy a business with no money down. The chance of the business being shit is very likely, okay? The thing is, if you have experience in the field, right? You know what you're doing, you're passionate about it, you can buy a business like that, get 100% financing, and make it work. But you have to bring something to the table. You know what I'm saying? I would suggest this. If you want to buy a business, but you're interested in buying it for no money down because you're broke, you don't have any money, I would suggest if you don't have enough money and you're broke and you just want to buy a business because you heard it's no money down, I will definitely say run away because you will go even more broke and in debt, right? If you want to leverage your money and that's why you're buying it with no money down, and you don't want to go through this SBA loan or get a loan because of credit issues or what have you, or without putting too much of a down payment, you could go these financing routes. But the thing about it is, there's a great chance that you're buying a business that's failing. So what happens when you buy a business that fails? You have to keep up with the operating costs. So if you have no money, there's no damn well you're going to make it through the month. You know what I'm trying to say? If you own a liquor store and you're broke and you can't buy more inventory to sell, then you ain't going to make any money anyways. You hear what I'm saying? So buying a business without having any money actually shouldn't interest you in owning a business at all. That's the truth. If you're leveraging your money and you're getting vendor finance so that you could buy the business, but you have money put away so that you could keep your operating costs and actually buy inventory and shelving and all this and that and product, that's a different issue, right? Now, real quick, why do small businesses fail, right? Because we've all wanted to own a business, and so I just want to talk about this real quick. The number one reason why businesses fail is because you got into the business for the wrong reason. Okay? Remember this right now. I'm going to tell you this, and I say this a lot, but I'm going to say it again. When you buy yourself a business, you're buying yourself a job, right? Just if we're talking about trucking right now, when you're a company driver, you could you could drive your truck, you could park it, and you could go home, okay? When you own the truck, you got to park it somewhere, and most likely you're going to have to pay for the parking. And most likely when you're home, you're not going to be hanging out with family because you're going to be fixing your truck so that you could keep on working. So basically people that own businesses are buying themselves a job, and they're actually probably working more hours than a person that is just working for a company. Okay? So just remember, if you want to buy your own business, the chances of you having to work more hours and work harder and stress more for potentially more money, that's up to you, right? But starting for the wrong reason. People want to start a business for prestige. I could name so many friends already. I'm not going to name them right now, but there are people out there that want to have ownership, and I know that's important. But remember this, I talked to a friend today on the phone. Do not go to work just to go to work. It doesn't matter if you own 20 trucks and you grossed $5 million that year. If you do your taxes and you find out that your expenses was $4,999,000, you made $1,000. Maybe that's better than some people that are in debt. But did you really want to run a business that made $5 million and then at the end of the year make $1,000? You hear what I'm saying? So owning a business for the wrong reasons is definitely a reason why people fail. And I understand that people want ownership and people watch all these damn videos about wanting to be the man or the woman and just be an entrepreneur. But a lot of times you're just buying a dream and business is booming. You know what I'm saying? And the second reason is if you want to start a business, sometimes you start a business and you think you have a great idea, but it could be actually a unprofitable business model. Okay, that's a big thing. I could give you one example right now, and you tell me if I'm right or if I'm wrong. If you start a business and you have this great idea about having DVDs and video games that people could rent, go there, rent it out, right, and then rent it for a certain price, and then rent it back, and then bring it back later, right? The days of Blockbuster and Hollywood Video, I know because I worked at Hollywood Video. Those days are over. Shoot, the days of Redbox is almost over. You know what I'm saying? Like, people are just Netflix and stuff, and people are just streaming things online, and they're just like ripping videos on their computer. You know what I'm trying to say? You might have a business model. You might want to start a business, but the truth is, and it sucks to say, sometimes you have a business you want to start, but that business is an old business model and an unprofitable one. You know what I'm saying? So times are changing, and you definitely have to worry about that. Overall, if you guys are interested and want to buy a business of some sort, you want to be an owner operator in trucking, you know, I'm letting you know there's a lot more into it than people want to make it sound like. Okay, I'm an owner operator for trucking. I own per se my own business, per se, right? And sometimes it's stressful as hell, and sometimes I do wish I just worked for somebody else, right? And I couldn't imagine owning a fleet, because they're always telling you about owning a fleet. I'm not telling you not to do that. If that's your passion and if you want to make money, you go ahead and do that. But if you want to go out and get a loan, I'm telling you, it's easier to finance a loan, okay, from an existing business. But just know that most businesses for sale could be failing. And if they're not failing, you might have to put a little bit of grease in there. And if not grease or hard work, you're going to have to put down some cash. You know what I'm saying? So let's check this out real quick. Let's see who's in here. What's good? What's good? Bill was good. Kenwood, Jenna's at work. What's up, McGee? Turka75, financial guru. Dave Ramsey says, do not borrow money for a business. Definitely. If you can't, sometimes, that's what I'm saying, man. Sometimes people just want to buy a business just to say they own a business, even if it doesn't make any money. You know? Dumb Pillow, are you still trucking? Yes, I am still trucking. Update, my truck is fixed. I'm ready to go on the road. I'm thinking about doing some other things I don't want to say out loud yet until I figure out what my new contracts might be. So, but yes, I am still trucking. Hey, what's going on, trucker? Hey, you guys. Trucker Eric Journeys, man. He has a cool vlog. You know what I'm saying? You guys should check him out. He does trucking vlogs to the purest, man. If you guys want to see like a real trucker channel, Trucker Eric Productions, Trucker Eric's Journeys. Yeah, it's Trucker Eric Journeys these days. Yeah, he has some real stuff, man. You guys could really see the real hard grind and see what that really is, and see how life really is of a trucker. And hopefully, you know, I don't know if that'll persuade you or not persuade you to be a trucker, but it's definitely the real meat and potatoes. The professor, as a buyer, always keep in mind that the asking price is not the purchase price. Quite often, it does not even remotely represent what the business is truly worth. Just saying, the professor, you are correct. I 100% believe that people always feel that people are going to downgrade them or hit them with a different number, you know, or some kind of reduction number. So they always throw you this big ass price. And hopefully if you cut them in half, that's really the number they wanted to begin with. But there's a reason why people are selling these businesses. Sergio says, buy or lease. Okay. The truth about buying or leasing, if we're talking about trucking right now, I'm going to be honest with you. If you buy a truck, right, you're going to get 2,000 subs soon, Eric. Shoot, you're going to pass me up in no time, man. So, buying a truck or leasing a truck, this is the truth about it. If you buy a brand new truck, okay, so I bought a used truck at the time of 2010 ProStar. I bought it for 60-something thousand, right? By the time I pay off the truck, I basically need a new truck. If you buy a brand new truck, by the time you pay off the truck, you're basically going to need a new truck. If you lease a truck, if you could get a cheaper lease or basically monthly payment on it, that could be worth your while too. You know what I'm trying to say? It really matters on your payments. If what you need to do, go see what kind of truck you want to get first. You know, I'm not going to tell you to buy a new truck or a used truck. They all have problems. But I'll tell you what, you buy a new truck, if you're not a mechanic, you might not have problems for a while. You buy a used truck, if you're not a mechanic and no luck, you might break down more often and you might not make any money. But then again, you're forking out different money, right? Do you buy a truck for 120, 30,000 or do you buy one for 60,000? I'm sure at the end it balances out. But the thing is, my suggestion is go see how much your monthly payment on buying a truck is, the one that you want, whatever route you want to go, versus leasing the truck and see what the payments are. And basically at the end of it, I'm telling you the truth. After you're done paying off the payments, it's about time for a new truck. You know, I paid off my truck. My truck was $60-something thousand, and I put in so much money into it. I basically bought a new truck by the time I paid for the used truck, if you know what I'm saying. So that's my advice. Check what the monthly payments on buying a new truck would be per se, or buying a truck versus leasing one. And if you could keep your monthly operating expenses low, then whatever route is better, I would choose that one. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of it, when the truck is out of gas, you're going to need a new one anyways. So even though I bought mine, by next year or two, I'm going to need a truck. It's not like the olden days where these trucks would run 1 million miles. Now they run 400,000 miles and break down. You know what I'm saying? So, long story short, buy a glider. There we go. Listen to this guy. He's a freaking brain. Come on, Vic. Hey, for you guys on here right now, you're welcome, Sergio. But basically, at the end of the day, and this goes for everyone out there, and you know, Vic can attest to this as well because Vic owns a fleet. Okay, so Vic Med, he has a YouTube channel on here. He owns his own fleet. He knows more about trucking than anything. I shit you not, every time I have a problem, I call him right away. But what I will say is, whatever your operating costs are for the month, if you're making more money, if your expenses are $3,000 a month and you're making $10,000 a month, you're making money, you know. As long as you're making money every month, that's the right route to go. There's so many people on here that will tell you, no, this way's right. No, this way's right. No, be a company driver. No, be an owner-operator. No, go OTR. No, go local. Well, I'll tell you what. Vic Med, you know, I'm not going to talk too much about his business, but he works locally, and I guarantee he makes more money than people that are over the road, and he gets to see his family more, right? And then I have some friends that are company drivers that make way more than owner-operators. So there's no right or wrong path in trucking. The right path is keep your expenses as low as possible and make as much profit as possible. You know, that's the end goal. And do not go to work just to go to work. I talk to so many people out there and they're telling me they're grossing $6,000, $7,000 a month. And then we go down and we break it up and we go, wait a minute. You are making $7,000 gross a month. But after your truck payment, your fuel, your expenses, and your truck will break down. And sometimes you got to eat, clothes, all that stuff. We found out my buddy of mine was his expenses. He was grossing $7,000, but his expenses were like $5,000. So the thing is $2,000 a month really worth it? $7,000 gross sounds great, but is $2,000 a month really worth it? You might be able to find a job or Ubering or doing something. I'm not trying to downgrade my friend, but he could probably get a job locally working for $12 an hour and pull more than $2,000 a day or $2,000 a month per se. Oh man, sorry to hear that, man. Trucker E says, my boss lost everything in a house fire last night. I pray for him and I wish him the best. But that's the truth right there, right? You're a business. You can own 10 trucks. You can own 20 trucks. Money, business can be doing really well. And at the end of the day, something weird can happen, like an electrical fire at your house, and then you think you're freaking, you have insurance, you have fire insurance, and then you call your insurance company and knock on wood for Eric's boss, but you call your insurance and they say, oh, if the fire was because of your dog knocking over the toaster and that burned up your house, we're not gonna cover that. You know what I'm saying? People's job is to sell you shit. They never want to pay up for it. That's the truth. That's the truth right there, But overall, hopefully, maybe you guys got some power tips from this. If you guys don't know about me, I am a truck driver. I own my truck. I'm a mover. And a shaker. No, I'm just kidding. I'm always trying to buy businesses. I'm trying to find a creative way to buy businesses. It's very possible. But you're going to get screwed a lot. Things are going to happen. You just have to remember this. If anything is too good to be true, it's too good to be true. There's no business out there that's for sale that's making $1 million a year, but he wants to give it to you for free because he just wants to sell it because he's relocating. You know what I'm trying to say? That's fairy tale stuff. People will cut their losses. That's a true statement. You can always, now here's a power tip that, my brother taught me, really. Buying people's mistakes is always a lot cheaper. You know what I'm saying? Than building your own dream. So if you have a goal to, I don't care, just say you want to get a fleet of 3 trucks and you have a yard that you want to get. This guy bought 3 brand new trucks. He got a yard. He thought he wanted to get in trucking. He's some stockbroker that knows nothing about trucking. He spent $500,000 renovating his warehouse, everything, and now he's willing to basically sell you the business for $500,000, but that's including the real estate and the business. You just bought someone's mistake, and you're going to profit from that, Because the biggest problem with people is people have too much money, right? There's 2 kind of people out there in the world, right? There's people that have too much money that don't have any ideas, and people that have no damn money but they have a lot of ideas. Sometimes you have to connect the 2. If you're the person with a lot of money, you know who you are. You've thrown money out for no reason before things built, right? Quick story before I jump off. I talked to this guy, and I don't know what happened, but we talked about hobbies, and then he said, "What do you do?" And I said, I do YouTube videos. That's my hobby. And he was like, "Dude, I want to be a YouTuber so bad." I go, "Cool. Let me see your YouTube channel." He goes, "Oh no, I didn't start one yet. I just signed up for film school, right? It's going to cost me like $200,000. I'm ordering the new, Canon camera that's like, I don't know, $5,000, right?" And he's investing so much money to become a YouTuber when sometimes all you need to do is just start, right? So I do my videos on my phone and I have fun with it. I'm not trying to be a filmmaker, YouTuber per se, but at least I started, and guess what? I started in the win and I didn't start broke. That's the problem with a lot of people. People have a business idea and they want to make money, but at the end of the day, they invest too much money in before they actually start putting in the hard work. Put in the hard work first, and as you see your business plan start making money, reinvest in your business. All right, guys. I'll talk to you later. Peace out.